What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What day of the week is it? Saturday night, and you're not at the club popping bottles? I thought you had free will. I thought you said once I grow up and I move out of the house, I'm doing anything I want. I'm staying up all night. I'm playing video games. Or maybe that was just me, right? The only thing I didn't realize is then you got rent, then you got, car insurance, blah blah blah. But I remember being a kid, and it's like, man, I'm not living by these rules. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. I'm gonna eat Lucky Charms every day. Now it's, oh man, Lucky Charms is poison. I guess I don't want that. So, anyways, I digress. What's going on, everybody? How we doing? Live Saturday night. If you're here, this tells me something. If you're here, it tells me we're rubbing shoulders. We're crossing paws. Okay, look, there's a human behind the cat because we have a passion for dreams. If you're here to learn. Prognosis AI, aka AMP, AMP. This guy loves to learn. He loves to dream. He's after it. He's about it. I love it. It's awesome that you can catch us live, bro. I hope you can hang for a few minutes and pick up on some alpha. And when you're a part of the show, anything can happen. You can input and we can make it more personal. Of course, first in the chat, my man Libre. Let's do this. He's here to learn. He's here to win. He's progressing, he's growing, and he is a reflection of the content. So I'm going to make a quick bonus post. If you want to follow this, I'm going to retweet this stream with a picture of the next 23 chapters that are ahead of us. The following weeks will be epic. Listen, I'm a bookworm. I love to learn, but it's not just about learning. We don't want to learn for no reason, right? The chances you're tuning in here is because secretly you care about money. You want to be successful. You want to be free. You want to be abundant. And that's why we read. I pulled the cover off, but we're actually starting a brand new book in this Dreamers Library. And so since we are starting a new one, I should let you know the rundown. We've covered 2 books so far. Think and Grow Rich. That was behind the scenes. You had to pay 1 Solana to get in. Then we just finished The Secret, which was profound. We opened that up. This is a second book we're making available for free. Join in the journey. Take advantage of it. If you want to have access to all the recordings and all the big stuff, just reach out, find out how, or watch these videos in the beginning. But I'm excited to be here with you guys. Today is the beginning of a new unfolding, and let me fill you in what we got here. Today's chapter is called Success is Up to You. So we're priming ourselves for everything we're about to digest. And even right off the top, there's a few notable quotes that I'm going to throw at you. You can pull, if you are paying attention, you can pull greatness nuggets, lifelong attributes that you can use from this. And that's what I did. You see all my sticky notes, right? Other things for you to know. The author of this book, let me pull it up. Let me show you. I'm going to do a little show and tell real quick, just to give you reference on this, on why this book is actually a little bit more, I guess, impactful or special to me, if it'll cooperate. I want to look up 2 people here. So I'm going to do a little, what? Oh, wow. This is an interesting revelation. I guess this is what happens when you do things live. Okay, we will just do a lighter show and tell. Raylan in the building. Man, Raylan, you've had some awesome, excellent, contagious energy lately. Or maybe we're giving you the energy, but I'm feeling I'm on the receiving end from you, just benefiting from what we're putting out. Glad to have you here. Glad that you're one of the people who says, "Hey, man, I wanna figure out how I can be the greatest version of me. I want to make my dreams come true." Look at the energy that Raylan's moving with. Or maybe it's just the shared impact. Check this out right here. Boom, bam, bang. Look at this. Look at this love. I feed off this stuff. So he says he feeds off us. I feed off this stuff. Let's just make it bigger. For some reason, this gave me such a boost of hype. Amazing what messages can do for different people in different situations. Dream, 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 dream. That is the energy that we talk about that will make the dream come true. So as dreamers, if you're here, I'm invested in you to make you the product. We are shaping your mind. We are shaping your belief systems so you can live it, and you living it will become the magnet of magnets. So shout out to you, Sir Raylan. So what I wanted to show you guys, I just want to give a little backstory reference on this book. I feel like it makes it more impactful. I don't want to bring you some crap book. I don't want to just throw some Joe Schmo book on you. With the case of this book, it has some roots that ties in a little bit. The thing is this guy here, the relevance is I got to see, I think setting up this book, I got to see the impact of success habits in motion. This guy, his name's Jeffrey Gitomer. This is, I won a contest from this guy when I was in college. He made this contest about, tell me how you have the best yes attitude. I'd read some of his books. I had a good positive attitude, and I won his grand prize. He flew me out to Charlotte, and I worked for him. I was his lead salesman. And I tell you all that to say, this is a guy who, had 4 books on the New York Times bestseller list all at once. This is a guy who, gets paid $30,000 per speaking gig. And I got to, be in his office, be in his private library that has tens of thousands of books, see how voracious of a reader he was. This guy just consumes content, consumes books from all over, gets ideas, writes. I just witnessed it. I got to drive his car. We'd go to events. I was under his wing for a little bit about speaking. And I say all that not to hype. I say that to say, I watched his work ethic firsthand. I saw him write books while I worked there. He wrote this book the year I worked there. So the year I worked there, he was on phone calls with Amazon. He was flying to France. I watched in our office as I'm making sales calls at the desk. I'm watching across the way, and his strategy is he takes each page of the book. He just brain blasts all the information in case you ever want to write a book. Take all the information you have, all the knowledge base, and just get it out. Get it out. And then what you do is you organize it. And the way he makes his books is he does all this, he organizes it, and then he moves them around on the wall. He just fills his whole wall with pages, and he literally like Velcros them or sticky tapes them and moves them around and rearranges the whole story until it's a cohesive thing. I saw him do it. I saw his wife at the time do her own. But anyway, I digress. I say that to say, Jeffrey Gitomer is one author of this book. He put his stance on this book. But the other author of the book, and the reason why you care probably even more, is because of this guy here. This is Napoleon Hill. This is the godfather of success principles. This is the guy who wrote Think and Grow Rich. This is the guy who, is considered #1 in the world. And the reason this is so profound to me is because my ex-boss, okay, got the opportunity to write this book because he lived the principles, okay? He actually wrote this guy's, Napoleon Hill has been dead for a long time. He has a foundation that goes on. He wrote their newsletter every single week for free for 30 years, okay? Because he said it would be an absolute honor to. I love to write. I love Napoleon Hill. He read Think and Grow Rich 10 times in 1 year. And he said, then I started making a lot of money. He practiced the obsession. It's like, it's the omnipresence. When you're in the field, there's something so unmistakable when you're witnessing it. And that's what I get to share with you here. And then maybe you haven't seen it yet, or maybe you don't believe it all the way. But if you can just be here in the photosynthesis of things, like a plant absorbing the sun, just realize, take this seriously. Some of these things are repetition of what you've already heard. We're brainwashing. We're giving you the lessons in a different book with a different spin. Well, he gave that service for 30 years. And in return, after 30 years, they came to him and they said, remember Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich? We actually just uncovered a writing that he did years ago from the vault that was never published before. And this book, what this book is Napoleon Hill's ideas 10 years before Think and Grow Rich. And what you are going to find is some of them are repeats. Some of them give you a different twist. I read this book before Think and Grow Rich, and I was like, I just shill Think and Grow Rich because it's easier, it's more universal. I read this first. This book is profound and incredible. And each chapter will be a journey for you dreamers out there. Of course, we'll apply it to crypto. It's why it's magical. I'm a meme coin investor. You're a meme coin investor. You're a crypto person, investor, someone playing the markets, as am I, and you are a dreamer, and so am I. And so we can share in all these buckets and bring a custom tailored message that can serve you for your entire life. Right, Winterstar Alpha? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Hi, hello, and welcome. So that's a little bit about the setup of what we got here. I think we should just dive in. Let's just go with some banger quotes. What you can expect is we have been playing a game at the end. I kind of enjoy it. I think we should do that. So if you want to stay tuned for a competition, maybe we'll do a giveaway. Maybe we'll have a pop quiz. But let's just get in here. The first chapter is success is up to you. Okay. Now I want to read you a quote right off the jump, just to fill your freaking cup. And this is important for you to know. This book by itself is not life-changing. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power, okay? This book alone is not life-changing, but your actions combined with the wisdom and the challenges of this book will make you a more successful and wealthier person. The promise, every book's going to give you some kind of promise, but notice we read books and we move on and say it didn't work. But when you think about it, you may hear it the first time and you take 10%, you take 5%, you get happy for a week. But when you apply consistently, this is when you become. And we are all here in a process of becoming under the Dream Cat umbrella, okay? You know, that's why we're here, people. We're not just here to talk about books for shits and gigs. We're here for the Dream Cat umbrella. My investment in you, or your investment in being here in your time, is becoming the dreamer who makes their dream reality. It's a component of our framework. We're building our people. We're attracting our people. Big dreams are attracted to Dream Cat, the biggest dreamers. As we get bigger, by the way, let me say this. I want to say something light, okay? Light and heavy at the same time. Understand this. Today, here's what people do. Once dream is bigger, I don't want to hype too much, but once dream's bigger, do you think we can do it? Do you think we can get to 1 million market cap at some point in time? You tell me. Maybe you don't think that. Maybe you think, the market's over, or maybe you believe cats are going to come again and good times are going to roll. If we get to 1 million market cap, everything we do and have done and is written, that's when people pay attention. When you evaluate what's under the hood of Dream, no one really cares at 50K market cap, right? Neither do we. We're just like, we're going to keep getting better. We're going to keep putting in the work. But when you get to like 1 million market cap and people evaluate what we have, I can see in my mind's eye how fast and bullish that gets. Oh, boom, this. Suddenly everyone cares. Suddenly it's an avalanche of attention. We are doing some profound things here, in my opinion. I think we're doing some profound things. And the people who become, Libre's out here growing and becoming. Raylan's up next. Canwer's tapped in. We got to get Canwer here. Can someone invite Canwer? I don't think I invited him on the initial. He likes these. He taps in these. Someone please invite him. Okay, anyways, I digress. Let's just get in. Success is up to you. Thousands and thousands of people will read this book right here, but less than 5% will adopt the principles. Less than 5% will take the action necessary and receive the rewards presented to you over the next 200 pages. Now, what they're telling you, I'm going to skip through all this stuff. If you want to read the book, you can get the full rundown. But what they're telling you here is, hey, here's a few steps. You need to take this book seriously. What he basically says is pretend like you paid for this. This is free, so you don't pay that much attention, but you're paying with your time, your most valuable asset, so you might as well tap in. He says pretend like you're paying $1,000 for this course, and if you were, you'd treat each word so you treat it like you'd hang on each word, okay? You must be enthusiastic, persistent, and determined to win. Okay. Onwards. Okay, so the first lesson here, there's a few to deliver to you. The first few observations. Number one, he says this. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think 5, number 1 is the most important. He says this: believe in yourself. The reason so many people fail is because they set so small a value on their ability to accomplish anything they undertake. Self-confidence is the very warp and meow of success, okay? Self-inspiration is closely akin to self-confidence. You get inspiration from the outside. It is true, but it must go through the electrodes of that wonderful mind of yours. and take in the form of individuality. Now, that's a crap load of words, but let me make sure you understand here. What they're saying is, yeah, you're here, you're getting the information, and you're going to get inspired. And you're going to get inspired and you go do things. But now what we're being told is a component of going out and living this is self-confidence. Another word to bundle that, self-confidence, is believing in yourself. And what have we said since day one? This is what you're understanding. Belief, 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 belief. You have to become a delusional believer. You have to believe in your dream. You have to believe in the vision before it becomes possible. You have to brainwash. You have to see it. You have to crystallize the vision before reality tells you it's likely. Reality at 33 viewers, it doesn't reflect a $1 billion empire. But first, you got to inverse. You have to believe first. And it says, in order for the inspiration to transmute into that self-confidence, into that, internal and be reflected out of you, you have to build self-confidence, belief in yourself. How do you do this? How do you do this? That's exactly what we're going to tell you next. He literally says, if I just told you, if I stopped right here, you would know little more about how to acquire self-confidence, enthusiasm, and inspiration than you did 20 minutes ago, right? I told you this. I say it in one ear, out the other. Cool. I got to be self-confidence. But how? I don't know how. That's exactly what we're going to talk about next. He's literally telling you the formula on how to become a self-confident person. And who can guess? Does anyone have a guess? I mean, I kind of teased at it. You let me know in the comments, whoever's here. I'm going to challenge you guys to be engaged and locked in here because this is how you're going to learn more. Can anyone guess? I'll tell you what. If someone guesses, we'll do 1,000 Dream. And I still owe Bonga Dream and George Dream, in case you guys are listening. 1,000 Dream, if you can guess. Can you guess what strategy he is going to give us to become self-confident? This is repeating themes. And someone invited Mr. Scene because I see he just pulled up. Mr. Scene, what's up, bro? This is for you. You are a dreamer, brother. You're with us. I know you're tapped in. I know you're going to make your dream come true. For 1,000 Dream, can anyone guess what strategy of building self-confidence is going to be suggested to us? It is a form of, I don't know without saying it, but it's pretty simple. We're about to go into it. We're about to go into it. While you're thinking about that, we'll see if anyone's got a guess. Okay, Raylan. Yes, basically. What would you call that? What would we call that? We say a term over and over, right? The news uses it. What would we call that? Visualizing the dream. Visualizing is very impactful, very impactful. It's sort of a piece of it. Affirmations is also a piece of it, but it's a process. It's a process. Okay. Close. We'll give Raylan like 20 more seconds just in case he comes up with the magic word. Oh yeah, we're gonna extract 3-4 strong nuggets from here, and each week after that, it's gonna get more powerful. Not self-affirmation. I'm gonna tell you what, you're already loaded up in the chat. I'll give you 250 Dream for the efforts. You're locked in. What I was looking for is brainwashing, okay? I've talked about brainwashing over and over. He literally says, if you want to become a self-confident person, how do you do it if you don't have anything to be confident about? Think about it. You're saying to yourself, okay, in order to make my dream come true, he's telling me it's very of the highest importance that I can have self-confidence. And if I have self-confidence, then I can, get inspired and actually make magic with it. But what do I have to be self-confident about? I'm slaving away at my job. I'm 50 pounds overweight. So, the last time I tried something, I failed. The last 20 meme coins I invested in went to zero. How can I be self-confident that I'm going to win in crypto? How can I be self-confident that I'm strong and I'm worthy when, gosh, I don't know, I look in the mirror and I just see someone who's really broken down, depleted, beat up by life, punched in the face over and over. How can I be self-confident? Well, by brainwashing yourself. And that is what I wanted to tell you. Okay, I'm gonna read some of the stuff here, and then I'm just gonna rehash what they're telling us. It says right here, this is the quote. I'm going to type it because I like to learn like this. Any idea. You know what? No, I'm going to make a tweet. This is how we make content live. Instead of just putting in the chat, I'm going to make a tweet live. Here it is. Any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. Now, this is like too deep. Repetition. How do you spell that word? Aha. With an E. Now, it's pretty deep. I don't think your average Joe would get it. Maybe that's a one-like tweet right there, unless you guys step up. Repetition. I can't spell. Reptition. Boom, there it is. Any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. This is what the world does to you. This is how the world brainwashes you. This is how they sell you on COVID. This is how they sell you on, aliens. This is how they make you fearful about the weather. This is how the world works. Brainwashing, brainwashing, brainwashing. But he's saying, any idea, any plan, any vision, okay? I tweeted this today. This is something that I live and do and I operate in. And I want you, if you don't do it yet, we want to rub off on you. We want it to, hopefully you didn't hear that. We want you to adopt it, to live it, because it can serve you. Let's bring it up on the board here. Let's bring it up on the board. I want to bring up this tweet. I want to be a little bit more interactive here. Check it out. I tweeted this earlier today. It is a smart move putting your lifelong dreams into a 10-year window, because soon enough, you will believe you can achieve all of them. Now, there's a thing I kind of left out there, right? I said, put your lifelong dreams into a 10-year window, because soon enough, you will believe you can achieve all of them. But guess when I made that tweet? I made that tweet when I was reading my daily affirmations. That's when I made that tweet. And Raylan, what you said something about affirmations. It says right there, affirm your success. That's part of the steps he's about to give us. So understand, I take my dreams, I lay them out as if they're already done. And as I rehash them every single day, it's an idea, it's a plan, it's a purpose. I'm going to do this in the crypto world. I'm going to build this in the real life. In 10 years from now, I'm going to do this. That's an idea, a plan, and a purpose. Every day, I put it in my mind and I practice feeling it. Sometimes when I read these, I get ideas, organic ideas for the dream and the mission, and I write them down. I am doing this through repetition. And guess what? What that tweet I made today says, if you do this over and over, you're going to start to believe. And the centric base of everything is, if you can believe, you can achieve. The results and the proof don't need to come first. Belief does. Okay? Same with dream. When we push dream, it's not the results. If you understand the laws and principles, and 1,000 people adopt the laws and principles, we got it in the bag. We live it in advance. We feel it in advance. That's last week, thoughts and feelings. Okay, now I got way too excited for one sentence, but listen. Now he's going to tell us the playbook, okay? He says, repeat the following lines just before retiring at night and just after getting up in the morning. We've talked about this before. Those 2 times a day is when your mind is the most receptive to information. A way I'm going to give you bonus, because we go extremely hard here. Let me tell you how you know that this is a powerful time. Tell me if this has happened to you. Before you're falling asleep, if you're trying not to easily drift off into sleep, maybe you're reading a book, maybe you're watching a movie, maybe you're having a conversation with someone, you're hanging out and you're talking. And I see like little flashes. Hey, if you're out there, and this is a crypto stream, this is a dummy computer, so don't bother. Occasionally that means someone wants to hack our stream. I've been rugged a long time ago. Nothing to hack here. This is an empty burner computer, 4 streams. Anyway, maybe you've noticed before you're drifting off to sleep, having a conversation, you will hear a loud noise. Has anyone noticed this? You're doing one of these. What? Your heart starts racing really fast because you fell asleep and you were in the process of fading away into sleep. When you are in the process of the waking state and the full asleep state, you're actually, I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to say you're in another dimension. I don't want to say that you're opening up a portal of thought, but it's true. I don't even know how I could tell you how true it is that the in-between time of completely being asleep and being awake, the in-between is a different place. It's a different energetic. I sound crazy, but it's the truth. I see Libre. He made a tweet about it was something about like wanting the truth. It was one of your Instagram posts I was looking at about the truth. You know, we talked about the aliens in the chat. You just asked for the truth. It just gave you the truth, no filters. So that's just what I can say. You may not understand it. I can put my stamp on it and say this is how it is. But in between your wakefulness and sleeping state, you're in an in-between place. You're in an in-between place where, let's just say your mind is more receptive. Let's just say your mind is, your thoughts can travel anywhere. You can kind of manifest a little bit different. And usually, if you like are starting to fall asleep and you wake back up, you hear like a clap or a loud bang, or someone shouts like your name in your ear, or maybe that's just me. I've had that like my whole life, and I just become attuned to it. Like, oh yeah, you kind of hear something. Like, I just heard a loud noise, but I'm in the silence of my room. It's because you're like in this in-between state. This in-between state is where your mind is the most susceptible. This is how you actually can brainwash yourself level 10, but I don't even do it that hard. I check my affirmations. It might be like 10 in the morning. I might have already been up for an hour. At nighttime, I read a little sheet of paper and I program and I try to think about it. So that was heavy. Okay, I said all that. Okay, a note. Those are two minds when your mind's receptible. If you have a dream and it's delusional, these are 2 times that your mind's wide open. Okay. Now, here's the steps that he mentions. And they're not even all like essential, but you can see what they are. Affirm your success. This is how you build self-confidence. I am going to become a great person. That's number 1, he said, right? So you're simply speaking the positivity of words. I am going to become a great person. You may not believe that yet, but as you repeat it, the words have power. Number 2, I have perfect confidence in myself. I have perfect confidence in myself. It's a repetition. It's an affirmation. It's a brainwashing. Number 3, I am going to succeed. I feel that I'm on my way to the greatest success I have ever known. I am successful. I am filled with energy and power. I am brave and courageous. I see tremendous opportunities ahead of me. I'm going to become the master of my dreams. I will use my personal magnetism and my ability for any purpose that may be profitable and help me and my fellow men. So if you already have self-confidence, you may not need that. If you struggle with self-confidence, that's the first thing that you can do before you start putting your dreams in that. So boom, right there, he tells you, you want to succeed, or else you would not be devoting your time to this book. You would not be devoting your time to this stream. You're here to succeed. You want to, so that's a great start. Boom, bam, bang. Okay. So Raylan says, yes, brainwashing. You have to truly believe in your dream mission. Nice. Yes. So this is, if you guys want to become experts of the process, brainwashing, we want to brainwash ourselves. We like self-hypnosis. We are, through repetition programming, we are brainwashing ourselves. Okay. And Prognosis AI, man, whatever you're working on, we are just going to, I know you're a dream fan. There's other projects you support. You're into the cats, but being here, man, we just want to give you this alpha that you can use in everything you do, right? In the things that you build, as you build the pieces, as you get the funds, okay? The mind is so powerful. The mind is a magnet. The mind manifests, okay? All right, so we got those steps, and what I wrote here on my note is notice programming times, morning and night. Affirmations, we talk about affirmations. These are things, I can't say this part. Affirmations are part of how we're building DreamCat. I'm going to build more things in the real world. That's my dream, right? I'll just tell you, I probably want to make a movie at some point in my life, like a real movie. I talked about that today in the Telegram. I talked about how you can use AI to build Hollywood-level movies. To me, a movie would be a format to make Dream bigger, to make him get in the minds of everyone. That's just a dream. It's not a promise, right? Well, I said, in order to make Dream move forward to everything I do, he will have to take on, I wrote this in my journal today, some of these dream-centric things in real life. So the movie, not only is it going to inspire or be entertainment, but it's going to teach you something. So maybe it's going to be affirmations. Imagine if you're watching a Disney movie and they were teaching like powerful things, like talking about visualizing or talking about a vision wall or talking about the power of belief over and over. And they kind of do. Kung Fu Panda, they talk about belief. You must believe. I love it. Okay, so I noted that. Self-confidence, brainwashing. Boom, bam, bang. We got that. Okay. Moving forward a bit. Page 16, demand success. Demand success. And there is nuggets that I want to extract and I just want to read to you. So let's see. I'm just going to read some of these to you so you can take these in. Demand success. Demand it with all your heart and all your soul and with the utmost confidence. Demand. Also, if you want to put all the pieces together, what is something else I say all the time? Decide. Demand success means decide. What do you want? What is your future? How are you going to live? Can you program out the 10 years of your life, your biggest dreams, and say, this is exactly what I want out of life? You're demanding success. You're demanding your future. You're demanding your destiny. Not hoping, not wishing, not looking for the vehicle or the job or the promotion, or you just know what it is and you put it out there. And that is the start. The vehicle, the how, it all catches up when the dream is felt. Okay? Okay, so here is the two big nuggets here. I'm rereading this. Must be the person might be in the big sense of closing line. Shit, it's just power. It's just straight power. Okay, you ready for this? The demand for success must precede, not follow, practical outward effort. Do you understand? And this is heavy. I've lost both my waters to the cliff. Okay. Hopefully I'm not getting too heavy on you guys. I don't want to, I want to keep you guys interested. I know this is like school, we're just working through it. We tied into crypto, and you guys let me know if you still follow, because I when people are with me, I can feel good about it. I don't want to just give too much of the heavy stuff for you, but to me, this stuff is extremely profound, right? When I realize this is everything that builds the dream, and this is everything in building you to become the person. If you make $1 million in crypto, okay, let's just talk about this for a second. Let's digress for a minute. That's how you know I'm a little bit more locked in. I didn't have that background for a long time. Here's the biggest problem with crypto. Think about this before we go into the demanding success. The biggest problem with crypto is it's a cheat code. So it was possible for someone to make $1 million in 2 months a couple months ago. It was possible. You really could have just lucked into the ticker and made $1 million. It wasn't likely. You catch a lot of scams, but it was possible. Some guy made $1 million. He really did. Now what's going to happen is he never was able to hold it. He had, if he's going from zero to hero, it's like the people who win the lottery and go broke. 75% of people who win the lottery go completely broke again because they were never prepared. They never handled it. If you get $1 million, I don't want it to slip through your fingers as a dreamer. I want you to have the foundational launching pad, all the brick by bricks. You actually did the work. You actually stacked and built the person, built the mind that can carry the money. So when you get your million, you don't squander it. It's the stepping stone to get you to 10 and 20 million because you've learned the principles, how to carry it, how to be prepared for it. Most are not. So you actually build this first, and you may get lucky, you may find the money, but even if you don't on luck, building all this enables you to receive it, to create it, to manifest it forward. It's I don't know, it's kind of crazy and weird. I'm doing it in real time with you. You don't have to believe me until you believe me, but I know the principle, I'm living it. So if you want to just wait for 10 years and then look back and be like, oh man, it works, let's learn about that. That's cool. Or you can just take it straight from the book and say, you know what, I'm going to speed up time and go for it. So what he's saying is, when you're demanding success, it must come first, not after. It must become before the practical outward efforts. So if we're all moving around here and dream, and we're all saying, let's chill, let's post, let's talk about the dream, let's be bullish on the dream. It's saying before that, make sure we demand the success. Make sure we know we're not just like wishfully, hopefully, let's share some stuff. No, you believe, you've brainwashed, you believe in the big vision. Believing in the big vision enables you to show up each day, enables you to put in the work. It just says, I mean, plain as here. Above all things, remember that all the work of this book, the thoughts of realization, the mental demand for success must come first. They must precede, not follow, practical outward effort. In more simple words, believe in what you are doing and those who are helping you do it, and you are bound to win. You must paint a picture of the person you want to be. And if you paint that picture on the sensitive plates of your mind vividly enough, you are sure to be just like it. You will not be disappointed. If you become a great person, it will be because you have first willed yourself to become great. If you fail to become a great person, it will be because your willpower was of the half-hearted brand. What was Thursday's dream talk about? Half-hearted efforts. That's what. Matter of fact, I think Raylan, you were there. I think you were there. Yeah, you were in the back. I think all three people who popped in here earlier were at that Thursday talk. Half-hearted efforts. So think of it. He literally says, if you fail to become a great person, it will be because your willpower was of the half-hearted brand. And I said, all these people got dreams. People got needs. They need money. They need this. They need that. They have the dream for this. But they're moving with half-hearted efforts. So they will fall in the failure bin naturally. If only they would have, they're like, yeah, I show up. I make a tweet about dream every day. I show up in the TG. You got to do the right stuff. You got to build your mind. You got to build your belief system. The tweets are something that builds the belief system. The consistency you witness is something that builds the belief system. Watching on Instagram and seeing time after time builds. And then when you see it ramp up, and then when you see a lot of people say price really builds the belief. So seeing is really believing for them. That's profound, and it gets even more profound. I starved the crap out of this. Okay. Self-inspiration, soon the truth of right road down upon you will come into faith that moves mountains of doubt, fear, and lack of courage. Okay, so it's pretty simple. He's telling you 3 things to focus on and 3 things to avoid. Or actually how the focus, if you fill your mind with the focus, it replaces the fears. Read these suggestions again and again. Repetition, right? Meditate upon them. Do not look for flaws, look for thoughts. Thoughts which build self-confidence, enthusiasm, and self-inspiration. Here in the crypto space, we talk about being delusional dreamers, delusional believers, right? There are holes in every project. Bitcoin, hey, it's big. We know it can go to $1 million a coin, but there's also holes in Bitcoin. Who is Satoshi? He's got billions. Is it the government? What if the government goes under? What if Satoshi's wallet gets hacked? Bitcoin's totally over. That is a hole. But if I'm focusing on that, then my self-confidence is not going to be there. My enthusiasm, my self-inspiration, I'm not going to have it. You could focus on the holes of Dreamcat, right? Well, man, I don't know, when we don't have big money or we don't have what's it called? Holy crap, I can't remember. There could be some holes in Dream. There's also huge upsides on why it can work. It's saying, point your mind to the thoughts that drive you to where you want to go. So fill it completely with these things. That's what the delusion is. The person who makes their dream come true, who's going door to door and knocking at 100 doors, doesn't think about 2 of the, man, what if I go to door number 36 and they tell me F off and they throw, a pie in my face and say, get out of here, loser. If you think about that, the confidence that you come with won't get you the sale. You may know you're going to get rejected 99 times, but you move forward and you fill your mind with the delusion self-confidence, the delusion enthusiasm, the delusion self-inspiration. Every single door I knock on, they want to buy something from me. People want to buy Dream. When you're shilling Dream, you're doing them a service. You're doing them a service by giving them a micro cap that you know is not a scam at a certain price point, that has a vision, that's so rare in meme coins. Most of them have nothing behind them. It's no guarantee. We could fail. Sure, it's all possible. We could fail. I could get, God forbid, disappear tomorrow. That can happen. Anything's possible. But if you move with those dominating thoughts and that energy and attention, that is what makes the magic. I'm going to shout out the Dream Chaser. Dream Chaser, aka Kyle, is still a holder in our community. He was a perfect example. He got so enthused. He knew me. He overheard about what I was doing. He maybe learned about us at 350K market cap, right? The project then was significantly worse. There was more energy and attention at the time, but it was significantly worse than it is today. It's far better. Everything's better. Everything's better. It's just about continuing forward. So he was so excited. He became obsessed. He showed up. He was there all the time. He watched everything. He kept buying each trade. He would call, right? And be like, dude, I'm buying, I'm DCing. I'm like, dude, do whatever you want to do, man. Like, I didn't even sell him. I didn't even pressure him. He sold himself because he was so high on everything about it. When he had that confidence, he single-handedly was one of our biggest onboarding individuals. He probably onboarded 12 people in a month or two because he understood everything. His thoughts were dominated with the vision, and because he witnessed. Now, here's the thing. The only flaw in his game is that he knew all the things, he knew a good background, but he was seeing with his eyes things moved up. Most people in these communities will shill the hell out of them when the wallet's going up because they witness. This is what we must learn as dreamers. Raylan, you're here for it. Libre, you're here for it. We inverse it. We inverse it. We dream until reality. It's tried and true, and it works. And what's going to happen is imagine how much more enthused you will be when you live it first in advance, believe it first in advance, then witness it working and watch your wallet go up and up and up. You will be one of the diamond-handed believers for a long period of time because you say, oh my gosh, 500K is nothing. We're just getting back. Like, I saw it. We went through the streams. I showed up. This is how all of life can work, not just in a meme coin. They're principles. But most fail because they wait for what their eyes can see. Shout out to Kyle. Much love to Kyle. Still a great friend of mine, right? I'm in my lane, so I'm focusing on dreams. Anyone who's getting my attention is because they're here dreaming. This is what my life focuses on. So anyone who dreams, I'm here with it. I believe he still holds. We welcome him back anytime to come on board, right? Crypto can be rough, but you learn your lessons. You play the game. This is still the greatest opportunity to make life-changing wealth. So the thing is I watched him onboard so many people, big. I mean, he like $5,000 here, $2,000 here. This buddy, can you get on a phone call with this? He's like, I wish there was a referral program. Like I literally should have made one because in those 2 months, he brought so much to the dream. What did that was this. It was this right here. He filled his thoughts. His thoughts were dominated by self-confidence, enthusiasm, and self-inspiration. People said, bro, I don't know, that crypto stuff's a scam, but your excitement is why I'm going to buy. Multiple people told me that. You know why I bought? Because Kyle was so jazzed up, and I've never seen him this jazzed up. And over time, as price went down, maybe he stopped, he lost the mojo, right? The onboarding mojo. Hey, talk to this guy, it wavers because he came in hot and fast. He had some beliefs. But for you guys, if you're still here today, we love where we are. You saw the price go up, you saw the price go down. Now you have a decision. Either you walk away, which that is your choice, that is your option. People may come from the bottom and climb up along the way all over again, and then you just get lucky and we go up because all our pieces are together. But the people who get here now, you will be the biggest believers in the world. You will be able to onboard thousands of people into this project because you will come to understand once you see it materialize, once you realize it's on tried and true and tested principles that build companies, that build empires, that build dreamers. When you understand this message, when there's momentum and it's cat season and the buy bot is flying and I can deliver this message to 250 people at once, It will be a chain domino reaction. This is why we can win. We have tools and pieces. I can't do it alone, though, right? The vision alone will not go there. We're going to need help. We're someone who says, man, I really know about liquidity pools. I'm just going to choose to help because I believe you're going to pump my bag because you're going to go out there because you're for the long term, because you can bring momentum, and I'm going to help with liquidity pools, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to stake this and do this. That we'll need those people. Those people need to come on board. We have our support system. Certain people like Libre is probably the biggest. I guess there's all different ways to support, but he is building his brand up. Wears Dream on his chest. We used to talk about KOLs, and then we talked about how we should just become our own KOLs. That's something he's doing that serves him, that also can serve the dream. Because guess what? Maybe everyone doesn't listen to, but they're probably starting to, right? Libre is having people. He's having the chance where he can put positive content. Let's just shout him out. Okay, we already shouted out Raylan. Now we got to shout out Libre. Let's give him some extra pull in case you're watching this on a replay two years from now, and you can witness the results. Oh man, this is a sharp secret one. Except now we're on the next book. But damn, this is hot. I'm gonna make one. I was supposed to make one. I'll have one for next week with the cover. But dude, I'm just gonna retweet it anyway because it's so cool, and I'm gonna add it to our repertoire. All right, let's bring them up right here, okay? Little shout outs for the people. All right, check out Libre here. So all of these will be uploaded on a website as well. So I like to document history, okay? This is Libre today. 13K followers, 12K following, believer number one. He's got his theme. And look, he is rehashing what he's learning, right? That's at least what I see. And he wears Dream on his chest. So maybe what he did is, okay, let's skip around. I'm going to pause for a second. Let me read you this. I'm going to skip around and show you how profound Libre. So if you're tapping in, you can see how big this is. Watch this. This is what we have to do. I'm going to skip ahead. Here it is. Page 29, skipping ahead. This is one of the most profound things. It's one of the biggest nuggets. Persuasion is critical to winning in the real world. Persuasion, right? We just talked about Kyle. Kyle was persuasive because he had self-confidence, because he had enthusiasm, because he had self-belief. Persuasion is critical to winning in the real world, to making sales, to onboarding millions of dreamers. Your real world. Wait, hold on. Let me try again. Persuasion is critical to winning in the real world. Your real world. Hill states, first, you must gain attention, or persuasion is not possible. Seems obvious, but wait until you see the depth of Hill's words. And that actually leads right into chapter 2, which is finish what you start. But understand what was just said. And I know this. This is why we talk about massive action plans. Before we can sell the world on Dream, we must be able to garner attention, or our persuasion is not possible. So if you are a dreamer and saying, how can I make more impact? If I'm shilling Dream and I'm doing my part, how far will your word go? Maybe you don't have as much pull with the people you know, but can you build influence on X? How can you garner attention? How can you build friendships? Do you want to become? You don't have to get this involved. You can just learn. You don't have to be one of the key proponents who builds the dream. Maybe, who wants to be that 1,000 and who wants to really do what's possible to build it? That's up to the people, okay? But we know 1,000 people who buy into the principles will make the dream reality. So in order for people to believe your dream can't shill, in order for people to believe, to bring my voice just has a small ripple right now. A few of you, maybe we've garnered the attention you witnessed in the past. Everyone who's here is not somebody new. Notice we're not onboarding new people right now. We're continuing to exist. We're showing up while we build things. All of you are not brand new people. You're people who've already witnessed. You've witnessed somewhere along the way, we've garnered attention. And then at that point, you were persuaded, and now you are a believer, and that is why you are here. It's rare that we find new people, but they can still happen. But if you want to make your word have weight, then you must be able to garner attention. So the idea here, and that's the awesome edit that Libre made for the secret book. The idea here, at least what I see, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Libre, I don't want to speak for you and put words in your mouth, but look, he built a community, right? Freedom. Freedom comes from self-discipline, growth, and relentless self-belief by mastering your mind, habits, and working daily towards building independence in life. I mean, he basically just listed some of the key principles of self-growth. So now he's making his custom content. He is inspiring people. People are going to witness his success and start to believe in what he's doing, right? So I love this. I'm a fan of this. Like, you don't have to do this. It doesn't have to be that serious for you. But I just like to say, I don't even know other people are posting in here. That's awesome. See, you already have, man, look at this. Now, Libre's, honestly, I got to give him credit because he's like, if I was doing what he was doing, Dream would be more powerful and impactful. And if I had bankroll right now, I'd say, Libre, we just want to like hire you, bro. Be the person for Dream. But I'm not going to take you away from creating for your brand. I love what you're doing and you deserve to do that. But your edits are top tier, bro. So we are aligned, that's for sure. So look at this kind of stuff, right? This is the kind of stuff that's being pushed out. So now Libre, he's building his first, it's like a simple follow-up. But Libre, what's probably going to have to happen to you is in order to continue your evolution is you'll probably have to get vocal, right? You'll have to come out and build something with your word, build relationship with the people on a deeper depth, and then your word will carry even deeper weight. And that may be so uncomfortable today, but that is the deeper proof of the power, right? And sorry, Mr. AMP, I still see you here. It's different up there. I missed you. Never half-ass it, man. No half-hearted efforts. I mean, and even I could say I'm guilty, man. There's periods where you coast, but just know, in order to make the dream come true, I feel I'm on my path. I feel I'm moving forward. There's someone out there who claims they're doing everything in their power to win and failing, and they're giving half-hearted efforts. I don't claim to do that. I know I'm moving forward. I feel happy with making progress, but I know what it takes to really make it happen. When you have proof, you never give up. See, that's the thing. So what do you do when you don't have proof? When I started Dreamcat, it was 3,000 market cap. How can I had no proof it would work for sure. I saw cats were big. I'd never launched a meme coin. So someone had to be the first person to buy it, right? Someone had to choose to believe first. How interesting, how ironic how that works. The proof, I mean, man, that gives you the validation. That gets you fired up. All right, so shout out to Libre. You get it. But man, it just makes sense because that's exactly what Kyle did. And that's not what Kyle did. We gained attention first. We had attention, right? When Kyle came in, we said, hey, we just did like a 5,000x. We just did like a 6,000x in 2 months from zero. This is going higher and higher. And then Kyle witnessed it double his money, right? And go higher and higher. So we had attention. Attention relates to persuasion. We as dreamers need to capture attention. I myself have to be responsible for bringing attention that will allow people to be persuaded, because this is sales in some way, right? You're shilling your coin. You're telling people why they should invest in the dream, but it's a pretty persuasive cause. So now I'm going real slow on this. We're already an hour in. I gotta speed it up. Okay, so that was only the first little bit. Look for thoughts out of which build self-confidence, enthusiasm, and self-inspiration, aka Kyle in that one season of life. Soon their truth and practicability will dawn upon you, and you will come into the faith that moves mountains. Mountains of what? Doubt, fear, lack of courage. Do you ever doubt some of your bags? Do you ever fear something could go to zero and then you sell for 90% loss? Why is that? Because you never had self-confidence, okay, in the first place. You never had full belief. You aped in based on what you saw. You aped in based on the chart. You operated based on greed. That's why the space is prime for winning, because 90% of people are operating on the wrong principles. We're inversing it. We're understanding. We're replacing doubt, fear, and lack of courage, okay? Woo! Man, that's just heavy. Believe in what you are doing and in those who are helping you do it, and you are bound to win. Look at that. Maybe a screenshot. Believe in what you are doing and in those who are helping you do it, and you are bound to win. I believe by people in their show up. I'll tell you what, we're happy to have Prognosis here today. But on these Dreamers libraries, I see Raylan, I see Canwar is probably a repeat, and Libre. These are small scale. By the way, when we do Dreamers Library, we don't worry if this is a filled room or not. This is something that we normally would do privately, off the record, with 3, 4, 5 people. Okay, so we're just giving the chance to make it public. But people don't understand that they should pay attention because it's free, because it's available, because the chart's low. But the people who choose to will have their cups filled. So the people that I see who tap into the self-education, that's Raylan, that's Canwar, that's Libre. Don't be surprised if you are the ones who become, who transform in your own ways, change things in your real world life, and then watch what happens in Dream. Grand Rising, Sir Amos. Grand Rising, sir. All right, onwards. Here's another reminder. We talk about how everything is within you. Remember then that all forces which make for your success are within you. Just a little quotable, a little reminder for you that success comes from within. Neville Goddard teaches us that everything is a mirror, right? Our thoughts and feelings are creating our reality. So first, we need to get it in here. We need to believe it. We need to feel it first. And then it creates our outward reality. That's what he teaches us. It all comes from within. Everything you need is within. If you want to get all woo-woo, okay? If you want to get all woo-woo, I don't know, meditation or aliens or all this crazy stuff, like all the woo-woo people will say that they find themselves by going within. They find new worlds by going within. The whole secret of life, here's alpha about the world, is everyone spends their life looking without. Even in traditional religion, this is something I'm working through myself. I do have a traditional religion. I do have a Christian background. I still absolutely, completely believe in Jesus, follow that. I read his word. I like to use that in my life. Whatever religion you are, God bless. You can do whatever that is for you. But even I challenge this. As traditional religion teaches everything without, right? Seek without, seek beyond. Now, if God is outside of me, and I am, and you may not agree with this, so I hope I don't lose you here and you hate me forever. Just have an open mind, but disregard what I'm saying. I'm simply sharing in real time what I'm uncovering myself. I don't know the exact way, but I understand this principle is everyone is taught to seek outside of themselves. So if God is outside of you, then you have to wait for the magic moment. You have to cast a dozen prayers hoping he answers them. But the idea about everything being within is that you are, in a sense, if you have a soul, if you want to get deep, is a piece of God, right? God is the one. God is the grand source of all. We are all a fragment. If you get in the deeper realms, like your soul piece is here to learn about the world, go through this experience, continue to evolve and go on and go on. And eventually, when it's all said and done, it goes back to the source, to God, when your time is fully complete. Yes? So if that is true, then that means technically God is within. And so what's being taught, what I'm starting to fathom, what I'm starting to play with, is to think about believing in that principle as true. I'm doing more research. I'm trying to understand it. I don't claim to know all the answers. I'm learning in real time. But what an interesting concept, because guess what? I have experienced miracles before. And what I'm being taught is that miracles aren't even miracles. You can do the miracles that were done before because you are what was, right? If God is within you and you have a soul, then technically you have the God-given abilities. You have the power. But the thing is, it doesn't work for you because you believe it's beyond you. And occasionally you make something happen. But the idea is that the people who inverse it and really get the true understanding could technically see miracles happening left and right, could technically manifest everything because they understand that all they have to do is get aligned with the frequency that is within. Now that is, I'm not a part of any secret societies. I don't believe in secret societies. I don't want to be a part of, well, I believe in them, but I don't want to be a part of them. But I could tell you, if there was a secret society, that's something that they're teaching inside. And that's something that I learned for myself, because this is the kind of stuff that they teach. And this kind of stuff is also just being, I guess, kind of unraveling in the world. That's a powerful, profound idea. Do what you will. At least I know I'm doing my service to bring you dynamic, hard-hitting content here. Ideas that are going to make your mind go crazy. Some stuff to think about for your life. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Bingo, bango. Okay. Page 18. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to skip that. If you want to know that stuff, you can read yourself. Here we go. Page 18, second to last paragraph. Be courageous. Have faith in yourself. Believe you can accomplish whatever you wish to accomplish. Encourage this self-faith and do not let it get away from you. Boom. Believe you can accomplish whatever you wish to accomplish. Encourage this self-faith, this self-confidence, and do not let it get away from you. What they're saying is, believe in your dream. Believe in your dream. Believe, if we're trying to be effective here in DreamCat, believe in the DreamCat dream. How can we get you further belief? How do you get further belief? You reread the PDF. You rehash. You show up to these and listen to what I have to say. When you attend to each one, your belief's going to get deeper, because I'm reminding you of the principles. It says, believe in your dream, and you can accomplish whatever you wish. You must believe in it. You must believe. You know why some people believe in what I talk about in the Catcoin super cycle? Why I had some small influence there, right? Not huge yet. I've had some big wins, though. I haven't even reported them. I've had some big cat wins. You know why some people believe in what I say in the Catcoin super cycle? Because I believe it 100%. You know why I believe it 100%? Because I bombarded myself. I researched. I brainwashed myself. I did research on 95 Catcoin projects. I looked at the telegrams. I saw the trends. I spent, before I launched DreamCat, I spent 30 days every single day in the Solana crypto trenches. And I said, rubber duck, I see a trend. It's cats. Why are there 4 cats at 10 to 20 million? I saw the trend months ago. And we did see it hit a few billion. But that's not the biggest bull run of all time. That is a teaser and a taste. We know that the cat paradigm has to fully take the stage in the meme coin run to overtake dogs. It barely even entered the conversation. The idea came to light, but it didn't even take over the conversation. This must still unfold. This is why I'm a Catcoin bull. This is why I say, let me find wildcard Catcoin projects, because when people are saying, let me look at the top 95, let me look at the 30 cats that are 2 million market cap, we want to be there in position. They say, oh, shoot, this is going to be one. If so-and-so's 10 billion, so-and-so's 2 billion, what's the next underdog runner? We have a very, very strong use case, and we reinforce it with our consistency, with our 2 years in the game, with the doxness, with the OGs who believe, who trust the principles. New people come into our community and they say, you need to understand the principles. You need to get this book. You need to listen to the podcast. Listen to every single podcast, and perhaps you really could be rich. Not financial advice. We're not promising you riches, but we're telling you these principles are undefeated, and we're reading Think and Grow Rich. We're reading Truthful Living that's teaching us about success and why we can and should win. Guys and ladies, if we got any. Okay. Oops, I muted myself. Are you in RTG? Amp, are you in RTG? Did you, I gave my full, if you're listening to this, I've never said it, but since there's about to be disclosure with aliens, it's talked about, this is kind of just where like you come out with some stuff, right? Like, oh, the government might reveal it. I'm just going to reveal some of the things I know. I know a lot. I know a lot because seek and you shall find. Whatever you want to know comes about. I have a vast curiosity. I take pride in knowing a lot of things about a lot of things because I feel like applied knowledge is power. I like to have an edge. So aliens are real. Yes, I agree with you. They are. And I wish I could just talk here openly about the things I know and blow people's minds. But if you're in our Telegram, I shared a deep, like very transparent take on multidimensional, interdimensional beings, aka aliens. So that was in there. What about and AI and meme coins? Yeah, I'd love to talk about it. Meme coins 2.0. So these are different areas. I'm happy to talk about them. So AI, there's a few sectors. I'm just gonna grab, 2 of my waters fell. I'm still thirsty. I'm using my foot. I need more water. Because I'm getting heated. I'm getting enthused with the information, the knowledge, because I know I'm right. I know I'm becoming in real time. I don't care how many people are here. I'm doing, like, if you can listen in and you can take something from this, then you're going to win too. But as I'm teaching you, you understand, I know universal law. Because I'm teaching you, I'm winning. I'm brainwashing myself as I reread, as I speak it. Not only am I reading it, not only am I speaking it, not only am I hearing it, not only am I typing it, not only am I talking about it with you. You want to join book club so you can get as involved as me. You want to be on the stage, and you can, by the way, if you have a million dream, you can join us each week. This doesn't have to be a solo stream. It's open. If you have the million dream, you can get the book, you can pop in, you can take part in this conversation, and you can take your learning up. That's going to be the power of it, is because that's how you get the deepest learning and understanding, but that may be a big commitment, not something that people are ready for. So, hey, we go onwards until it's time. AI and meme coins 2.0. I'll give some quick thoughts because I appreciate that you're here. And if you're going to ask, I'm going to answer, brother. So AI. AI is, I mean, AI meme coins. Well, first of all, I don't know. AI meme coins, I mean, I see you're branding some stuff with some AI, and I see you replied. I haven't checked back on that message yet. But I don't even know what you're building, so I don't want to discourage. I don't necessarily look for AI meme coins. And there are AI projects, and there's like, it's pretty much like, I don't know, invest in 20 and try to get lucky. Like they have the attention, they have the energy, they flew up. There's some of the biggest gainers. When they fall down, they fly up like 20-30% each time. The AI sector has plenty of energy, plenty of attention. AI, I more so believe in AI. I have a few AI coins. I think one of my favorites is like Hash AI, which is now a low cap, like 4 or 5 million. There's also Pal AI. There's also one other one that's like the big brand name one. But AI as a whole, completely, like it's part of the future, right? That's what's coming. So you wanna, when we're talking about image generation, when we're talking about trying to put an avatar over me, so I'm no longer speaking in Dreamcat, I'm Dreamcat now, moving and speaking as the avatar. That is the power of AI. AI is how we can potentially make movies. So I used to be very against AI. Crypto honestly opened me up to it and seeing what it's gonna do. So yeah, I'm not all in on AI meme coins. I'm all in on long-term alts just for the safety of it, right? Like the XRPs, the Algos, Algorand, you know, HBAR. Those are things that could be Microsoft's, Tesla's, and Apple's, like slow grind 10X's maybe, right? I want to get some of those and hold them for a long time. But the main place that I'm playing is I'm attacking memes personally. So meme coins 2.0 would lead exactly into that. So meme coins 2.0 is one of my investment strategies. I've probably talked about it, and it's for me. It's okay. I'm not catching XRP as early as I want, right? You're not going to get 100,000x out of it, but in meme coins you can. So I say, okay, I see the meme coin wave. NFTs fell off. Maybe they'll come back. Are meme coins here to stay? I say yes. So I say now I have the chance right here. I'm not touching Doge. Now I have the chance here. This is going to be the meme coin run, right? It already was the meme coin run. Multiple coins went to billions. Here's a stat for you. 15 cat coins went to 100 million market cap. 4 cat coins went to a billion market cap already on the first run up. Okay. And there was multiple billion-dollar meme coins. Many of them died. The idea here is what meme coins can last a decade. That's how I'm investing. amp. So I'm saying what meme coins can last a decade. Those are the ones I want to invest in. And then additionally, I'm investing in cats as a whole. But a lot of those cats, if I'm being transparent, some are support, like Ninja Cat. Like I'm probably not going to dump on them when the cat bull run is peaking, because that would just be rude. But I mean, some of my cats I will sell when the cat coin super cycle is hyped and popping, because I don't believe in the long term. It's just hype, but I'm there because I know cats will fly. So yeah, meme coins 2.0. I'm happy to share a few. I think SBX 6900 has the best layout to be one of the biggest. All Murad has to do is stick with it. They do have a few flaws. They shill like, oh, it's going to solve all your money problems. And I disagree, because liquidity and people are eventually going to sell. So I think that's a little dangerous shill, but it has the best chance to be, it could be 100 billion. There's nothing to say it can't. SBX 6900, good foundational build. Other meme coins, I would take a swing at what's going to be a multi-billion-dollar cap. There's a $17 billion Doge. There has to be a competitor. Cats versus dogs. That's how I see it. A cat has to at least get to 5 billion and eventually battle with Doge. So bet on that. The best runner-ups or best shot at it today would be Mog or Popcat, in my opinion. Mog kind of has more energy, higher Popcat. There's a few others, Mew, Toshi, Wen. I don't really believe in those. I think Mog and Popcat are two that could be decades. Other wild card flyers for me, for decade memes, besides low caps, right? Like Dream I like, Suki's my favorite wild card. Okay, you know those. Would be Giga Chad and Bitcoin the meme coin, which is Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Inu. I look at those and I say Bitcoin is a golden ticker. Harry Potter has a huge fan base. Obama, like this is the meme coin, right? It's not as advanced as our stuff. It's just meme coin. I could see it. I could fathom it. Giga Chad, they're building in fitness. I use the meme. It's an actual meme coin, okay? Giga Chad. So those are a few, but not financial advice. I'm heavily in cats. SPX, I have a solid bag, but yeah, those are my thoughts on meme coins 2.0 and AI. So hopefully that's a little bit insightful. All right, don't worry, we don't have too much more to go. Let's give some more notable quotables, okay? Okay, I read that bit. Page 19, we're flipping it. Page 20, I got nothing. Page 21, cleverness and the ability to put it over on the public will lead any person who engaging in these tactics to sure and swift defeat. Okay, this is interesting for you because this highlights how I live, how we're moving in Dream, right? I know that the long game is doing the right thing, which means not screwing people over, not being a scam artist, not going for the quick kill, the quick win. 98% of devs are doing that. It says right here, if you're following the universal laws. The name of the book is Truthful Living. So it says, basically, if you're not going to live along the principles of truthful living, you might as well stop here and discontinue reading. Because cleverness and the ability to put it over the public, screw over the people, will lead any person who engages in these tactics to sure and swift defeat. You notice this in business, right? People's reviews get blown up. There's a guy in the Diamond District. Maybe you've seen him if you see some of the TikToks. He's, I don't know, he's got curly hair. Trax NYC. Look, this is branding right here. He's doing it. Why am I talking about him? Because he got attention. Okay, I'm talking about him because he has attention. He's been in the game for 15 years. He paid his dues, and this is how it happens. This is the 15-year later cycle. This is what can happen to Dream. Trax NYC famously blew up on someone. This guy screwed him over. He showed up and he says, "Where's my money? Mother, beep." And it went super viral. That guy was lying, saying things about his name, and now he's got all this bad press. He got arrested. Like, people don't believe in him. The shortcuts will cut you short, right? So it says we're here to learn about truthful living. That's not like get rich. It's not as sexy of a title, but truthful living, how to live properly. Live within the laws. Okay, and we're getting close to the finish. Page 22, I said book club. I highlighted some things here. Aha, simple lesson, very easy. The average person will find it necessary to read the text at least 3 times before beginning to live the philosophy. So take note of that. The average person needs to digest this information 3 times before you can live it as your truth. This is why it's important that you show up each week, because I am, with your permission, with you showing up, me saying that I'm leading you to a nice place, I am brainwashing you subconsciously for your own best interests to serve you in achieving your dreams. I'm not hiding that fact. By telling you these things, you will begin to believe in yourself. You'll begin to believe in the principles, which we trust because it's proven here to us. We trust these principles. It says you're going to have to do it 3 times on average before you believe. So even if we already read a Napoleon Hill book, let's hear it again. Let's hear about the morning and the evening. Let's hear about the brainwashing and the affirmations again and again and again until you get it and then you live it. I'm just kidding. I tell you about the thoughts and feelings, thoughts and feelings, thoughts and feelings. Live it in advance. You're a mirror. I'm just locking in that part in this year of my life in 2026. Like that's the one. If you want to know consistency, belief, all these things, that is what I am hooking my anchor to. Thoughts and feelings, feeling it and living it in advance first to manifest my reality. Because everything's a mirror and my current reality doesn't matter. And my doubts and fears have to be replaced and removed with this. I said the other day that if I don't perform in 7 months, then I would have to get a job, right? I have my crypto investment. I have a nest egg. I have this chance to chase my dream. That is a mistake to say. That goes to show that I don't fully believe that I'm going to make it in this stretch because I leave that doubt, because I leave that, I don't know, that door open. So I have to completely replace the doubt and fear. I can't even talk about it. I can't even say it at all because my mind has to be brainwashed completely. Like, no, in the next 7 months, I'm gonna, and I do like believe this in the deep down, but maybe it's not 100, maybe it's 81%. But 100% belief is what makes you the one, right? This is what makes you like on fire. So noted, repetition. I want to tell you that. We got Ava. How do we have Ava here but not Cody here? Don't you guys like hang out together? Now listen, to Cody's defense, Cody's a Chad who I love, by the way. It's cool to see you. I hung out with Bubba. He talked about, how you've always been in the space and you're coming on the scene. I think it's awesome. Cody and Bubba are 2 of my favorite people in all of Web3. Love these guys. Honest guys, amazing people. Cody likes more interactive streams, so don't say anything. I'm not actually like pressing him. He can do his thing. I just sit up here and talk, right? I'm not as great as Bubba. Bringing all the people in, I try to. I'm here. I see a comment. I read the comment. But me and Cody have talked. Cody's one of the few people who has my number, and we've talked about some of these deeper principles. And yes, he understands them, and he's living them. Obviously, about the house. We've talked about the house and the manifestation, how he saw the vision and how it looked with the trees, and he saw it in his mind first, and now it's becoming a reality. So he knows, and for anyone who's watching anywhere else, read, this is just confirmation, but she came in here saying she understands about Napoleon Hill. We're breaking down one of his books right now about how this stuff works. This is, if anyone doesn't know, this is Cody's lady friend, to say. And it's actually more than that. Pretty sure girlfriend. Cody in the building. She can put it up to your ear, bro. I was saying only good things. We're going through a Napoleon Hill book, chapter 1. Now you can say, I love Napoleon Hill. Yes, bro. You know the principles. You understand they work. You understand that's what everything is. It's universal law. And so I'll get back on track here, but I love the comments. I love that's the best part about a live stream is anything can happen. But what I'm doing here, my goal and purpose, right, is to instill these beliefs into the dreamer. So what's being said here, by all means, bring this over to Ninja Cat, right? Apply this. You guys are doing a great job. Let me highlight, since 2 Ninja Catters are here. And Raylan, by the way, Raylan is I'd say he's more dream than Ninja Cat, but look at your guys' representation. Even Raylan, who's got the frogs going on in the fire background, is Team Ninja Cat as well. So things that I witnessed through the Ninja Cat community that align with the principles of Think Grow Rich. Well, one, that my man Bubba, he leads with this, obviously, consistency, right? you can see that compounding consistency creates energy and attention. Not logging off, not, it's, hey, we do the stream every single week, and you guys do a couple. Like you do I fell off on spaces, you guys continue the spaces, and look at how it's growing. First it was 15, then it was 20, then it was 30, then it was 40. Look at the stream numbers the other day. Great job, compounding consistency. That is a law. The people who show up and put in the work, Cody and Bubba have been those blueprints for a long time, those pillars. They believe. I remember you saying, man, I remember, Dream did it organically. They ran up organically. Why can't we, right? Why can't we do it? They believe. They believe in the mission. They believe in potentially the power of cats. They've seen what I've seen. And there's more and more. But yeah, no, I love the energy you guys put out. Oh, what I also just said, you can't be, this book's called Truthful Living. Most communities are very deceptive. They're trying to screw people over. The Ninja Cat community is not. You are living in harmony, in alignment with the universal laws of serving other people. And by the law of attraction, you will get more of that. So maybe you don't see it yet. You don't see how the abundance is going to come. But people from the outside, when it gets bigger and bigger, say, man, how can I bless Ava and Cody? How can I bless Starseed, right? They're just putting out so much good energy. It's like, man, what do you need? How can I help you? What are your dreams? What are your goals? And this is how these kind of people make their dreams come true, right? They create the magnet. They create the aura. They serve. And that is what really, in my opinion, makes a great and a big dream. We have dreams like cars and homes and watches and financial freedom. And these are dreams, but there's two different types of dreams. There's the materialistic, attainable, grabbable dream. And then there's also a second layer. The second layer is like your purpose in life. And usually it ties in a career. So like some people have jobs. And if you find a bigger mission in life that is also your dream, this is part of mine, right? I get high on my own supply when I can uplift and empower the people who are listening to us right now. If I have the chance right here to just put a little sauce on, put a little spice on your day, your thoughts, your dreams, and show you that it is actually possible because the laws don't lie, they're universal, then I get fulfilled. And so the way that I found that the way that I also want to preach to people is if you can find a dream in your life that will make you rich and have everything you ever wanted, it will also be serving others. So my big long-term dream that I want to do with my whole life that I would be overjoyed with if it happened could serve millions of people. And that's why I feel I have found Amazon, Jeff Bezos is super rich. You say, man, I wish I could be Amazon. Guess what he gives us? Overnight shipping. What a luxury. What a convenience. I say, something's going to take 7 to 10 days to get here? I'm going to be 90 by the time it arrives. I don't got time for that, right? He gave us something valuable. We can buy whatever we want on the internet in 3 clicks or less, and it gets here overnight. He deserves to be rich. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world on paper, or at least publicly. And what has he done for us? He gives us really cool cars. He says, let's go to Mars. He's thinking about civilization. And in return, he has infinite money. He gets to live a good life because he serves. So the biggest dreamers in the world say, how can I serve other people? And then in return, boom, bam, bang, we get stuff. Yes, push each other when it's hard. It gets hard often, especially when you don't see, right? When seeing is believing for most. So totally with you there. Starseed, welcome. I was just talking about starseeds recently. We've been talking about aliens. We also talked about aliens. Starseed, I don't know. Maybe you want to give us a little insight. I'm going to get a little crazy here for a second because you're here, because it came across my desk, because we talked a bit about alien stuff. People rumor about disclosure, and I shared some of my thoughts on aliens in the Telegram chat recently, and I mentioned starseeds and light workers. So because you are calling yourself a starseed, what I understand, I find the groups and I read what people have to say, and aren't starseeds people who are in contact? But I don't want to get too weird if no one really knows, but now based on my understanding, if someone is like a starseed, they basically believe that they incarnated in here to Earth with a purpose to raise the frequency and the vibration of Earth, which is what some people have happening now. And the people who use this title generally say that they have found that purpose, that is why they are here through some form of awakening. So you don't have to say, maybe you're just strolling through, but I don't know if you can confirm or deny. So for what I'm seeing, people who have done that, they've uncovered who they are, and then basically they're sort of in contact through upgrades or downloads or certain things. So you're here, you have the name, you don't have to comment on it at all. Maybe you confirm or deny. Maybe I'm off. Maybe that's a generalization, but I've learned about them and I've heard these things. So it's interesting to me when most people say, oh, it doesn't exist, it doesn't real. And there's a giant group of people who all say, hey, boom, 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 bang. So, ooh, see what Ava and Cody, not everyday listeners, see what you get, on these. This isn't Dream Talk. This is Dreamers Library. We talk about the deepest of the deepest stuff here. We like to give the alpha of the alpha. We're even talking about God being within earlier. So we go heavy. But we don't want to be here all night, right? Okay, let's continue forward. Appreciate the love. All right, so we got the repetition. We're on like the final 2 pages. Here is a quote that I want to read you. I'm going to put it on the screen for screenshotability and see if I can. No, I can't read it first. All right, I can't see it if I do that. If you become a great person, it will be because you have first willed yourself to become great. If you fail to become a great person, it will be because your willpower was of the half-hearted brand. That was the quote from earlier before, right? Willing to become great, willing yourself to become great is deciding that you have a giant purpose in life, deciding that I don't care what my reality is, I don't care what my job is, my occupation is. First, the dreamer chooses his dream. The dreamer casts the dream and decides. This is what real dreamers do. They decide it, and then they delusionally believe it's possible for them. And even though their circumstances don't support it, they go out in their life saying, I know dream can be a $1 billion project, right? I do actually believe that. I genuinely believe that because of the mission that's on top of it. It's a realistic driver that's bigger than inspiring dreamers, right? It really, I believe that. Perfect. That's what you need. I've decided the dream. We're going to will ourselves to become great. But if we fail, it's because the willpower, the confidence, the sureness, the belief of the dream of yourself was not strong enough. It was of the half-hearted brand. The half-hearted brand. Maybe you're going half-hearted today, but the all-in version of you is what it takes to make your dreams come true. All right, let's see what else we got. The camera and content, the setup, this is made with love, brother, and I am proud of you for that. Thank you, sir. I heard you leveled up your computer. I listened to you get the mic set up next, maybe, or the audio quality all figured out. We can see you clearly compared to when you were far away. So you guys are continuously leveling up, improving as well. We're happy to get this up. We need to make other improvements like our entertainment and some of these other things. So we got the quality down. Some of the best. We're happy with that. Okay. Here we go. Understanding. You must have manifested a few dreams in your life. Just dreaming and manifesting is not enough. And this is what we tell people. Ava says you have to take action. Action is so powerful. This is what we tell people, Ava, because the dreaming and manifesting, people get caught up in that. It's a very easy, universal tell-all. Everyone has a dream, right? Join our community. Everyone has a dream. Guys, we're dreamers. Let's make our dreams come true. You could say that's hokey pokey talk, right? It's wishful, it's hopeful. When you're just dreaming and manifesting, it's a wish, it's a hope. There's other pieces of the puzzle combined with the action, right? And that is literally why we do Dream Talk, and it's why we do Book Club. It's almost like it's a little bit of a double down. We're just getting obsessed about, guys, there are rules and laws you have to follow. Like if you aren't consistent, then it doesn't matter if you're manifesting and dreaming really big, right? Because consistency, if you quit every time you get a year into something and you say, I dreamed my butt off, I manifested so hard, and now I'm 90, and gosh, that crap doesn't work. It didn't work. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. You got to leave. Okay, starseed. Starseed. Let me get to you. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, okay, okay. Thanks for sharing. See, now I'm learning stuff. Okay, okay. So, starseed. Okay, we talked about the starseeds. Libre, are you here? I told Libre a little bit about. I talked about starseed. I talked about Arcturians and Pleiadians, which are two races of potentially extraterrestrial beings, if you could believe in that. Lumerians are another. Okay, her starseed backing. We asked her about it. Can you tell us about it? She said, my background comes from Lemurian civilization that flourished to the point of extinction. Right, we're familiar with the Lemurians. The knowledge was stored by the leaders in crystals that emanated into the universe. Now, what you just said is not crazy to me, because I know that crystals. Okay, Iggy, I just want to make sure you could hear that, because I know that crystals are memory storage places. I have learned, if you guys want like insane alpha, crystals were designed as, they're basically like flash drives of the past. They're literally like USB flash drives. So memories and certain things, actually, the whole history of Earth is inside of crystals. So you can unlock this. Okay, this is something that I know how to do it. I have not done it yet. I want to focus on my dreams right now. But yeah, what you're saying is not crazy to me at all. So you got to go. Thanks for giving us a little woo woo. Okay. So interesting. So basically, you're saying maybe you found this out, maybe through crystals. So interesting stuff, guys. You don't have to believe in it. I heard. I have one. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking about something. I have a what's it called? It's actually a Lemurian seed crystal. I think that's what it's called. Lemurian seed crystal. I have one of those. So what do you think about that? Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What else we got here from Ava? Hope. U000262. Wait, hold on. Are those codes? Are you dropping like 100110? Is that what you're really talking about right now with this? Or is this just like typos? Or are you on that? Because if this is happening, then man, my whole life is in like divine. If that's what you're saying, I don't know if that's what you are, or I misinterpreted it. But if that's what you're saying, then dang, you're based. I'm learning about codes. You guys want, like, should I just break the matrix right now? You guys want to know about like the depths of knowledge when we say like law of attraction, manifestation, the levels of this? Let me read you this. I put this in my notes today, something I learned today. I've heard this though. This is my third time hearing it. When you hear knowledge, you're not always ready to receive it. Okay, now if you want to talk about the matrix in the fake world, I don't know if this is what you're talking about or not. If you want to talk about the matrix in the fake world, the idea is that it's all coded. It's all zeros and ones, right? If you watch the movie The Matrix, zeros and ones is the binary code of this universe. Okay? And we're just energetic beings. And so they say like the hacks are the tricks is numbers. And I have found in all different, you could say, because you're mentioning religion, right? Different religions, certain ritual things that are like spiritual. I'm sure it even, some things have crossed over to scribing, right? I don't do anything with, it's crazy. I mean, saying this live because Starseed, says Starseed Witch. I have studied all the different things. I've studied everything, good, darkness. I study everything, and I find the common themes and choose to, build an overall depth and understanding of life. Numbers and the repetition of numbers matter, and they come up everywhere. So here's what it is. A CIA trick. This was in something called the Gateway Process, which is released CIA docs. And it says a trick to remove pain, meaning you have physical pain, maybe you have a physical illness, and you can use numbers, spoken numbers with repetition to remove your pain. That number sequence is, and research this before you do it. I've never done it. I just learned it today. But I'm telling you in good faith that I don't think it is anything bad. 5, 5, 5, 1, 5. 5, 5, 5, 1, 5. So you would say this out loud 45 times. Okay. Now that's just crazy, because who would do this on accident? Who would discover this? How would you ever find this out? This is fascinating. So, Ava, is that what you meant with this U0026, or is it just like some kind of typo? Hope, wish. It might just be a typo. I might have just got crazy for no reason and it was a typo. But hey, I want to do my best to give you guys the most like advanced concepts. You don't have to believe, you don't have to accept, but at least you're exposed to these ideas, because we say we live in a fake world, guys. This is a fake world. If you could learn, if I could tell you that saying a number sequence 45 times could somehow affect the universe and the matrix to make pain go away, would it be crazy to say that all of your dreams could come true because you live in a fake world? It'd just be like, if we understand that formulas work, then you work the formula, right? We look at the people who make their dream come true, and we study and we find and then we apply, but most don't believe, most don't stay consistent, that's crazy. They never got obsessed. They never did the works. I was exposed to this 5515 stuff probably like 4 years ago. I heard about it, wrote it off. There's a guy named Jonah. He's crazy. Every time he says 1101110111, blah, blah, blah. NPCs, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that guy's nuts. I used to say the same thing about aliens. I used to say the same thing about, gosh, I don't know, if you told me something about a crystal, I'd say, that's nuts. That's weird. But time and exposure and your own conscious understanding and evolvement allows you to be ready to receive things. This is why I say, seek and you shall find. That's a biblical principle. But that principle shows up everywhere. Seek and you shall find. I applied this principle to my life, and everything I've been looking for, even things that they say don't exist and aren't real, I have found, because I don't know, I just believed it was there. I was ready for the information. I was seeking it deeply. And my understanding is, we talk about, even Cody, maybe we talk about secret societies or, all this other stuff. I used to believe that certain information was like, oh man, I you got to learn from like, oh, the elites have all this stuff. I've now learned it's universal law. All knowledge by universal law is available. It may come through some weird book or background source, but it will not be revealed to you until you are ready to receive it. So I may be saying something today, and this is just going to bounce off because you're like, numbers? I'm leaving the chat. I come for the dream stuff. Maybe Raylan, I don't know where Raylan's at. He's like, number stuff? Whoa, alien crystals? I'm out of here. Look, when you're vulnerable and you just be yourself, take it as it may. Let it land where it lands. But wow. See, now we're talking. Okay. Let's see what Cody's got to say about this. Manifesting is nothing without feeling. Come on. Cody's in a different community. What's he say that I always say? Feeling is the secret. Come in the dream cat. Do /wisdom 1 through 10. We'll give you 10 quotes about how feeling is the secret. Thoughts and feelings inverse. Manifesting is nothing without feeling the vision and actually feeling and believing what you're asking for. Look at Jim Carrey. He felt the check for $1 million in his hand daily. And he went up on Mulholland Drive and he looked off and he just said, I am that actor. I am getting, I think even, it might have been 30 million. Said, I am getting $30 million. He wrote the check for like 2030, not 2030, but whatever. And then he got that check like within the day. It's a game. It's a game and we're just living it and we have to figure it out. Oh man. Okay. Okay. See, Ava, hey, you just brought up something extracurricular. So maybe that was destiny. So you said you didn't understand how it changed the number. I see words only in the comment section. So when I pull up your comment, it says hope /U0026 wish is one thing, but faith is where it's at. I think you were just trying to say hoping and wishing is one thing. But I digested that as that you were like crazy elite and you were dropping the codes that I was just coming across it. So anyway, wow, this is a juicy one. Okay, hey, thanks for stopping by, Starseed. Yeah, we're speaking the depths of everything. Thanks for swinging by. Love it, my man. Yeah, Cody's one of the people who's about the numbers. I haven't still gotten into like the angel numbers and stuff, but I have seen some repeating themes and signs. I've seen signs that speak to me. Like one example I told Cody was, much love, Starseed. Thanks for supporting us. I saw you retweeted us the other day. Hey, I just want to stop and say I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Shout out to, I know you love it. It's your number one. I can see it in my mind. I want to give love to the name. It's a chain. It's a chain that you love. You believe it's going to be the chain that connects a lot of chains. I'm trying to shout you out since you were here. What is it? Maybe it'll come to me. But I know that's your number. Paw chain. Shout out to Starseed. She's a paw chain maxi. Cody, we talked about this. I said that I moved here to Florida and I have these signs behind me. That's a whole nother story. It says, risk it or lose the chance. Time is money. All in your dreams. Build an empire. And I hit an impasse of not knowing what to do next. I said, man, like I'm a faith-based person too. So I said, I pray, I go to God, I think on it, I think practically, I meditate, I journal, I do all these things to just try to get what I'm supposed to do. And it was divine timing somehow. Everything stacked up. There was a bunch of adding things. I decided to go. I said, you know what? I'm going to take a drive. I'm going to get some ice cream. Because ice cream, man, it just allows you, to think, process, whatever. And so I went to get the ice cream. I already lived here for a month and a half, but I took a different route. I decided to take a different route. And I think while I was driving, I was either talking out loud or praying. I don't remember which one it was. And maybe it was a prayer, and I was praying. And then I looked up, and a second later, it said, like, Dreamer's Lane. Like, I was on autopilot for 20 minutes of the drive in my own thoughts. And then I said something, or I thought something out loud, and I looked up, and I passed Dreamer's Lane. And I tell you, when I read that, I said, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. You're speaking to me. This conversation we just had is confirmation. So I haven't seen the numbers, but I've absolutely seen the signs, like the signs popping off or the different things popping up on divine timing. So I'm with you there. Okay. How close are we? 1, 2, 3. Jeepers, creepers. Okay. Just a few more things. Okay, just a little declaration here. I'm going to make you a person who finishes everything he starts. This book is going to be much more than a mere book on the technique of living. You will see long before you reach the 23rd lesson that the book is a builder of strong, magnetic, and forceful personality. So dreamers, we are building you as people. That's how we're playing it in the Dreamcat way, right? You build first, we emulate. Page 26, simple. We just got a quote. We're going to fly through these. We got quotes. Powerful quotes to finish you guys off. Page 26, a successful person is one who can dominate and direct his own mind and the minds of others. Interesting. So if you, the reason this is profound is because if you want to be successful, but you can't control your own thoughts, this is what was just said, thoughts with feelings, how you manifest. If your thoughts are filled with fear and doubt, you will keep losing. A lot of people I know who have money trouble or are trying to be successful and do show up every day in some way, sort of in a half-hearted way for their own dreams, this could be their downfall. Are there dominating thoughts? If you have dominating, if 60% of your thoughts are your dreams, but 40% fill in the doubts, the fears, the second guessing, you're in the middle land, right? You're in the middle ground and you're kind of somewhere in the half-hearted place. You may still have some glimpses of success. You may still have some success. You may find luck. But if you want to make it 100%, what are your dominating thoughts? How do you control your dominating thoughts? By brainwashing yourself. Repetition program, affirmations. We tweet each day about dreams. We listen in the VC about dreams. Maybe it's not time. Maybe you're not listening. But once you get enough in your mind and you also don't need to listen forever. Once you know, take the actions and do. Libre is someone who's done that, right? Libre was in the VC with me for a while, every morning, every day. He's taken out. He's doing what he needs to do. He knows the principles. He's acting on it. Okay. Page 27. Another quote. Make up your mind right in the beginning that you are going to have to sacrifice something in order. Oh man, that's okay. That's not the part I want to read you because completing this book, you don't have to complete this book. I'm going to complete this book. Maybe you miss some of them. You show up some of them. So I don't think you can. I still think you can get something. But here's what I want to read you. Everything that is worth having. Everything that is worth having costs a price. Or more eloquently said, everything that is worth having has a cost. So if it's so easy, is it worth having? The great things in life aren't easy. It is so easy to be lazy. It's easy to be a loser. It's easy to sleep in. It's easy to watch TV. It's easy to get fast food. And the tough part about life is that you can still get dopamine from this. It's easy to do things that can destroy you, but they also can feel good at the same time. But nothing worthwhile is easy. The dream hasn't been easy because the vision is bigger. So there is a cost that you must pay. The cost may be your time, your resilience, your belief. All the people who faded away, some of our dreamers came, left, and said, see, I'm on to the next thing. They weren't willing to pay the price. They weren't willing to pay the cost of greatness. And it will pain them later on. And they'll hop back in at 2 million, but they missed massive gains and massive multipliers. And then they're going to sell at 6 million because they're not locked in with us. But you as a dreamer, my big pitch as a believer is I think that's how you become diamond-headed. For me, it's Suki. So Suki on Solana, I'm doing a little shilling. It's my favorite cat project. As an investor, I believe Roaring Kitty's behind it. I researched that to death. They have a PDF. I made our PDF because they're PDF. I saw the proofs. The proof doesn't show up in the chart. I don't care. I believe in that. I obsess about that. I will not miss if it goes up and whatever happens, I'm not going to be the one to sell. I believe in the big vision. I did the work. I deserve the gain. And I'm holding with nothing happening. I'm holding up my money. It's worth it to me. Okay, literally the last page. Are you ready? I already gave this to you, so some of our late arrivers will get this. All right. Now here is, actually, let me just rehash you through this. Page 29. So this is Napoleon Hill's works, and then my man, Jeffrey Gitomer, my old boss, comes in and says how to implement this lesson. He says right here, this first lesson should be immediately reread so that you understand both the opportunity and the challenges that face you in this book and in your life. The reason I recommend rereading is for both clarity and intention. You can intend to read the book, or you can intend to make the book part of the fabric of your life. I recommend the latter. The second reading will clarify your intentions. I was actually incorrect. I said 10 years. 20 years from Napoleon Hill's first writings, which appear here, he will begin Think and Grow Rich with the phrase, thoughts are things. Please think of this book as a precursor and preamble to the next step in your journey for success and wealth. And for those of you guys who don't know, like Ava or Cody, maybe if you're with us, this book, Truthful Living, this came out in 2019, co-authored by my old boss, Jeffrey Gitomer. He was friends with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. This was writings of Napoleon Hill that were buried for like 80 years. So I really love that because of he wrote so much as a creator that even over time, some of his greatest works are able to get brought to the surface. So this was his mind 20 years before, and he shined it up. I read this before I read Think and Grow Rich. Very, very profound book. Excited to get in the next 22 chapters with you guys. The final nugget on this page is, I read it to you earlier, persuasion is critical to winning in the real world, your real world. Hill states, first, you must gain attention or persuasion is not possible. That is profound. Without attention, who do you have to persuade? You have no weight. Your word has no weight. Why do we raid Murad? Because he made millions of dollars in Bitcoin. Captured attention. He dropped a thesis and it worked. In order for Dreamcat to be successful, in order for NinjaCat to be successful, in order for PawChain to be successful, in order for Progression AI to be successful, in order for Pepe to be successful, they must capture attention. The good news is we know all about massive action plans. We know and understand this. This is something that we have to do. Once we do that, then the word carries a lot of weight. Then persuasion is possible. So that's what I got. Thank you guys. This was, to me, man, because of the chat. I give all the credit to the chat. Progression AI made this powerful. Yeah, let's do a giveaway. Screw it. All you have to do is comment right now. Comment before I close. I'll look for you. If you're still here, if you made it to the end, we're going to give one of you 10,000 Dream. And we're giving Raylan 250 Dream. So I'll give you guys like 2 minutes before I shut it down. If you're here, just comment anything, comment giveaway, comment I love cookies, chocolate chip. Here we go, my man. Are you still with us? Dream is indeed a $1 billion project. Bro, I have affirmations about this. I have it as more than $1 billion because I think in decades, I dream in decades. I believe anything's possible. I believe because we're doing the opposite of the masses, we have everything on our side. You have to do something that shakes the boat, right? All the meme coins are one kind of way. It's the same thing. There's differentiation. There's meme coin 2.0. There's moving with integrity. That puts you ahead of 80% of people. But if you can living by these principles that we live with, right? No one else does this. No one, like we literally, the principles of dream, if you guys know Think and Grow Rich, by the way, Napoleon Hill, this is why you got to be long-term believers, Cody and Ava. Maybe you'll win some and get a little dream in your bag that you can look at. But I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Okay, I'm looking at the PDF. Since you guys know Napoleon Hill, we're talking about Think and Grow Rich. You got to understand, look, we're basing Dreamcat's success based on the principles that are already real. These already exist. Okay, look, Earl Nightingale, who learned from, Napoleon Hill was his mentor. The anomaly. Everything long-term success is based on vision. Meme coin success is based on belief. Vision and belief is how you plant your flag early. Vision and belief is why you build a rapidly growing industry early. Vision and belief is doing the opposite of the masses before they understand. No one understands us. Watch what everyone else does and do the opposite. The majority is always wrong. So right now, all meme coins are dead. Most people say, oh, bull run over, or I'll catch the next 4-year cycle. They're right until they're wrong. So we what is it? We ebb when they flow, or something like that. We bob when they weave. Okay. And one other slide I want to show you is about Think and Grow Rich. Current standard, the dream standard. I mean, if you guys want to check this out in progressive AI, I know you've been through it, but if you reread this, bro, this doesn't tell you everything about dream. The biggest key to dream is not public information, but it is hinted at. Got to get attention. Secret ingredients, belief. I think this is something powerful. But I'm trying to get you to one last thing. Sorry. Trying to close this down. 1,000 believers, it's just math. That's one piece of the puzzle. Top percent, 1% mission. That's another piece. Boom, right here. That's what I want to show you. So this is when you talk about a $1 billion project, a $1 billion dream, you have to look at narratives and reasons. How and why is it possible, right? We're just small-time people. Would something have to go viral? Would it have to be a massive action plan? Well, the people that we've studied who have used the principles, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Charles Schwab, Standard Oil, William Wrigley, they built empires based on Think and Grow Rich, all from zero. Look what the quote says. This book, Think and Grow Rich, conveys the experience of more than 500 men of great wealth who began at scratch with nothing to give in return for riches except thoughts, ideas, and organized plans. That is everything that Dreamcat is. That is everything that we are delivering on. So no one uses these principles. Maybe Cody and Ava and the Ninja Cats secretly know them and they'll be applying them. And obviously some of you have heard of these principles before. But you look at everything short term, everything is charts, everything is quick. We let the noise be noise. We let the believers be the believers. We brick by brick it. This is one reason why it is possible for us. Opposite of the masses, building on success principles that are undefeated. We dream until reality. So yeah, we encourage everyone to check that out. Reinforce your faith with the dream. And let's see if anyone's here for the 10,000 giveaway. Okay, it might just be my man, Cody. Yeah, let's see. You're crushing it, brother. Thanks for the love. Well, you're the last comment I see. So if you're the last comment I see, when I said leave a comment, some people might have had to hop off, do some other things. So that's going to go to you, bro. I think I got your stuff in the Dreamcat community. So, hey, look, you got dragged in, but it's worth your whiles. What'd I say? Did I say 10,000? I think I did. 10,000 dream for Mr. Cody. Congrats. Appreciate the love, bro. You know, I love to teach. I love to preach. You're doing a great job on your spaces. Oh, Iggy coming in, wants to compete. Man, were you listening when I said leave a comment for 2 minutes? You know what, man, this is like a law in itself. I got to give it to Cody because I said what I said like 3-4 minutes ago. So it pays to pay attention. I'm sorry, Libre. I appreciate you being here. I know you're probably multitasking, doing other things. I'm not holding it against you at all. Everyone's got a life. They got things they got to do. I'm stuck sitting here, so of course I say, hey, I'm here paying full attention, so I'm paying full attention to you guys. I got to give it to Cody. I said it. I spoke it. Yeah, just wanted to thank you guys and appreciate you guys. I think it was a really, really, really good Dreamers Library, especially when this topic wasn't even that like crazy. It was just kind of like an intro. Talked about some crazy ideas. Man, we're talking about next level stuff here. If you are a dreamer, you are expanding your consciousness of what's possible, how the world works. It was a really, really good one. I appreciate everyone who showed up and showed us love. Next week, what do we got here? I think it's a good one. Finish what you start. That's what we'll have next Saturday at 9 p.m. Finish what you start. Why is that so fascinating? We can talk about all the people who have been here. They've come along. They've left. Some people do the half-hearted thing. They chase a dream. They fall off. What can we say? It's a law. He's going to tell you about how it unfolds. I already got a head start on it. And this is a principle that you can adopt. And maybe it'll be here with you for a dream. And if it's not, if the dream cat thing isn't for you, if you just hold and go away, we accept that and we embrace that. We're looking for the people, I guess, who would say, we want to make things more fun. We're building, this isn't the sexiest time. It may be a lot more fun in the future, far more community-based. We obviously need to work on that. We need more people to join the community who, like, it's maybe someone who wants to host a space, right? I can do this really well, but maybe it's someone who does VCs and it operates without me. There's so many things that we need to build and do, but if you are here for this journey, finish what you start for the full journey. Man, you're my people. You like, I'm here. We talk about friends, how life evolves. You're my people. Like, my life experience is going to happen with the dreamers who commit to the dream. I think it can be impactful to all of us, mutually beneficial. Obviously, we build some friendships, but I made a tweet earlier that said something along the lines of, did I tweet it or did I draft it? Did I tweet it or I draft it? I drafted it. I didn't tweet it yet. It was something along the lines like, if I'm not like looking for friends, or I'm not here making friends. I don't have friends. I just have people who I'm dreaming with. So basically, like, I'm here to dream, right? And then if you're along in the journey to dream and we cross paths, then perhaps we're friends in this stage of the journey. So it was a great one. Love it. Thank you guys. We're closed on Sundays, so we'll be shutting it down, but glad I could leave you with some alpha. Rest, recharge, go to church, walk your dog, shovel snow. I heard there's a snowstorm in the Midwest. Whatever that is for you, do it. Have a great one. Have a blessed one. Love you guys. Cheers. Cheerio.
That'll do it, guys. I just want to take a moment to send my gratitude. Thank you to all the dreamers who show up here, who support, who dream with us. I want to remind you that the mission here is not just meme coinery and, hey, come show up and waste your time. We're on a mission here. You may not understand it yet. You may not fathom or dream this big yet, but we are here to build the largest community of dreamers in the world. Laugh if you need to. Get it out of your system. All dreamers start somewhere, and it starts with a vision. What I love about the world, what I love about actually meme coins especially, is that belief is the main character. Belief is the main source of everything. It all comes down to belief, and that is what we are building the dream on. Matter of fact, if you know about the book Think and Grow Rich, it's in here. We talk about desire and consistency and compounding and all these things. We're building this mission on laws and principles that have been universal and conclusive for decades. We're building dream in a way that has never been done before. We are a first mover, planting our flag in the space with full respect to the builders and the degens and everyone else who's built out this space. We're coming here as a newbie, as a first mover. and we're doing the opposite of everything you've ever seen. Our market cap may vary. Our holders may vary. Our volume may not be that sexy, but if you're hearing this message, you have a chance. You have a chance to watch the quantum leaps of improvement, step by step, moment by moment. It's revealed to you how the dream can change the world, how we can go from 2 believers to 10 to 1,000 to 2 to, and as it goes on and on, the dream becomes more and more undeniable. You know, there's actually 3 specific things that we're going to do that set us apart. And that's this. Number 1, we're building on unshakable belief. Belief is everything. Some use it. Murad uses a little bit, but we're using it at a level never before seen. We are giving you reasons to believe. We are showing in our consistency, stacking. Okay, number 1. Number 2, massive action plans. Some people have done them. Print out flyers, dress up in a chicken suit, go crazy. I've done these before. They make dreams come true. I've done them going 60%, 70% in. What could it look like if we go all in? What could it look like if 1,000 dreamers participate in massive action plans? I see a future that is undeniable, that is unstoppable. Why? Because the ticker is golden. It's dream. It's universal. It beats time. It goes for any sex, any religion. Everyone has a dream. But guess what? 97% of those people aren't going to see it come to pass. They don't have what it takes. They're not willing to go the distance, which is why so many have come to the dream and left. Because for most, seeing is believing. But if you're listening to this message now, there's a very good chance that you happen to be a visionary, or luck has found you and you are in the right place at the right time. It would be criminal of me not to encourage you to take a look at dream, use your best judgment, and consider buying a bag. When you paint a vision so vast as building the largest community of the dreamers in the world, doing the opposite, being a first mover, building Dream as a mascot. Did you know that that's who Dream is? Dream is a mascot. He doesn't maybe have a meme. He's not one of these OG cat memes that everyone truly loves. He isn't known yet, but he's becoming known here, the most successful cat in the world. This is a community where dreams become reality. This is a community, when it's all said and done, where you can come chase this dream together with us while simultaneously chasing your own. And to be very blunt and clear, that is exactly what I am doing in real time. And I believe that if I'm able to make my dream come true within the Dream Cat community, well, Dream is a part of that dream. And so it's like a vision on top of a vision on top of a vision. But with success, which of course I believe in myself, I do, Dream will become maybe even more than what we envisioned it to be. It's simple concepts, brick by brick, compounded consistency, 1 to 2 to 8 to 16, 32. I skipped a bunch of numbers, 120 something, stack. We appreciate you being here. We simply want to remind you of our intentions. We simply want to remind you to tap into your dream. We want to remind you to wake up, stop chasing. Perhaps the time of chasing runners is over. Perhaps a season of builders is coming. And when it comes, I don't want you to be late to the party. No one is building like Dream. Dream does not have a ceiling. If you want to investigate this yourself, I encourage you to go over to the website, dreamcat.xyz, and take a look with your own eyes. Most will not. When they hear about the dream, they look at the volume, they look at the chart, they dismiss it, and they keep going. 1,000 believers, it's just math. In this 54-page PDF, we tell you reason after reason, specifically why Dream can change the game, why it's a mascot of tomorrow. We explain why I'm in Orlando, right? Why I'm here. It's for the dream. Check it out. Take a look. Do your own research. Buy, don't buy. We're indifferent. It's good either way. What we really want is for you to chase your dream and make it come true. And if you can do that and you don't buy a single token, we will win. Thank you guys for hanging with us. We hope to see you next week, every single Thursday, 7 p.m. EST. Next week, invite in a friend. Retweet it out. Share it. Are you really a dreamer? Why is your PFP a dog when it could be Dream Cat? Shout out to the dog. Shout out to my friends. Fine. Thank you guys. Take care. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.